Thanks to those joining me live and to those that'll be joining me on Archive D-Style Boxing here. If you're listening on the Leave It in the Ring Network podcast, give us those 5 stars. You could also listen to us on iHeart, Pandora, and Spotify. Make sure you rate us right there. All right, I'm being joined by Maestro A from Leave It in the Ring, Joe Habib from Ringside Reporter. Also, Duval Grind MMA. You could check out his channel here on YouTube. Raw Boxing TV, ATP Stand Up, and we got G Funky Boxing. Second half of Hispanics Causing Panic podcast. And of course, we also have a boxer girl making her debut to the round table. Ignorant Boxing, H Money, and LT in the chat already. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button, especially if you're listening live. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button. That way you're notified every time D-Style Boxing comes on live. With that said, let's get this one started. Estrada versus Chocolatito. Great fight, but all of us have already spoken about the fight. But what I want to ask you guys, I'm going to start with you, Raw Boxing. What I want to ask you guys is the following. Is the term robbery overused? Because I look to my right, oh, it's a robbery. I look to my left, oh, it's a robbery. And I didn't mean left and right like these guys, but how do you feel about it, Raw Boxing? Are you nodding because it's a robbery? Or are you nodding because you got something to say about the term robbery?
Well, it's not a robbery, first of all. In my opinion, the correct guy won. In my scorecard, the correct guy won. But I do kind of agree with you as far as the term robbery is kind of like robbery is like the new Kia. It's cheaper. Everybody buys it. It's more obvious on the road. Look, we're talking about a fight that was, in some people's book, razor thin, okay? It's a fight that if you sneeze this way, the scale drops this way. If you sneeze that way, that's how close this fight was in a lot of people's books. To say that a fight that took place in such manner is all of a sudden a robbery is a disgrace to the sport. I don't know whether to consider you a boxing fan or not, because as a boxing fan, you should have felt good that you won that night. That night, as a boxing fan, you won because you got something that, as a boxing fan, we're always requesting. A legendary fight, a war, a brawl. And it wasn't not just rock and sock 'em. These were technical wars, guys exchanging uppercuts, knowing how to land a hook behind the elbows, timing with the jabs. It was a technical brawl. To say that this was a robbery is a disservice, a disgrace to the sport. But in my card, Estrada was the winner.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, PR, brother. I saw you nodding your head when I said it was a robbery. Well, how did you see this fight, and do you believe it was a robbery?
I believe it was a robbery because I should have been the only one. I was the only one that chose Chocolatito. No, but I'm joking. Only thing that I felt disrespected by was the scorecard. Was it the 117-111 scorecard?
Oh yeah, that was disgusting.
That pretty much was the only thing that I hated about the fight. Was one, that I was wrong, and two, that there was no way you could score that 117-111. There was no way you could do it. But hey, who knows? Who was that? That one judge that got suspended and everything. She probably came back for that fight.
Adelaide Bird, you talking about?
Yeah, the one for the one that scored the Canelo Mayweather fight a draw.
CJ Ross.
Yeah, that one. She might have came back for that fight. But the term robbery, just like in MMA and everything, it gets thrown around too much. Just because a fight is, razor thin, even when it's a rock'em sock'em fight or a technical fight, when it's razor thin like that, it's really hard to say whether it's a robbery or not. I understand, a robbery on the scorecard is like if somebody really is outboxing or just destroying somebody, and you call for the other fighter, or just like the Floyd Mayweather Canelo fight where you scored a draw, at least on one card. That's a robbery. But just because razor thin and your fighter didn't get the win doesn't make it a robbery whatsoever. It just gets thrown around too much at this point.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Joe Habib. Is it a robbery?
Very, very close fight. I had Estrada winning as well, but I had it close. There was at least bare minimum 4 swing rounds in the fight. I thought both guys fought on even terms, and I had to look for other things to score the rounds. I one big thing for me was ring generalship, I thought, in this fight, because both guys fought on even terms, like I said. But to me, I thought in the second half of the fight, Gonzalez was being pushed back. So I thought Estrada was showing some effective aggressiveness and ring generalship by pushing him back, putting him on his heels, and his output, I thought, went down a tad in the second half of the fight. He had the big 12th round where he hurt Gallo in that round, but you know, I thought this fight was very close. If you thought Gonzalez won, that's fine. If you thought Estrada won, that's fine as well. I think because Gonzalez did so much better than what people expected, there was kind of a lot of sentimental support going behind him, and you and I talked about it. You brought up a good point to me about how Lou DiBella mentioned that could be his last best performance. That may have been his last hurrah. So, you know, based on that, they should have gave it to him. But once again, you know, you score the rounds, you add up the points at the end of the fight, and whatever you come up with is what you come up with. You know, all these intangible things that people want to bring into the fray, they're irrelevant. So, yeah, this was not a robbery, in my opinion.
Well said. Well said. Hey, Milcar, what about you? Are you going to be the first one to say robbery?
No, it wasn't a robbery. You know, the people that were calling it a robbery were probably drinking a lot of beer that night. I don't remember the name of the Nicaraguan beer. It's been a while since I was in Nicaragua, but I'm sure that was being, you know, consumed in abundance on Saturday. And the same people that were on Twitter complaining were probably highly inebriated.
Victoria Clásico, Antonia.
Well, there you go. Tonya, that's the one. And that shit is actually really good. Tonya, actually, thank you for reminding me, is probably the best Central American beer out there. Anyways, I digress. Look, it was a close fight. But when people look at one scorecard and then want to essentially label the fight a robbery because one scorecard wasn't what you thought was in the realm of fairness, you know, just remove that one scorecard from the equation and ask yourself, is it a robbery that El Gallo won? And the answer to me is clearly no. You know, I've never been a guy who takes rounds from a boxer because he's boxing off the back foot, because he's not necessarily as active, but is landing clean shots. And in a lot of the rounds that people thought were clear Chocolatito rounds, Estrada was in there rolling with shots. He was blocking with his elbows. He was catching and countering. He was slipping. You know, he was boxing off the back foot and coming back into attack. Like Rob Boxing was saying, it's like you're either a boxing fan or you're just a general sports guy drinking beers, and really you just need to shut the fuck up when grown men are speaking, because that's really what it boils down to. And that's essentially what it is for me. It's you gotta approach these fights by looking at it from a technical standpoint. You know, you gotta leave the fanboy shit on the cell phone or on the laptop and watch the fight with an objective lens. And this was not a Eugenia Williams scorecard, by the way. You know, it was a couple rounds off, yeah, but would the conspiracy theorists be up in arms if it was 116 or if it was 115? So really, you're essentially complaining about 2 rounds,
right,
in a close fight. Like I said, this wasn't Eugenia Williams giving a fight to Evander Holyfield that he had no business winning. You're essentially complaining that a judge scored a fight essentially 2 rounds different for a guy that could have won the fight. So just think about that, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, man. First of all, what's with all the shots? Every time I have a drink of beer, like you're like all these people that drink beer, you know how they are, and like I'm like, okay,
subliminal
right?
message, bro.
Yeah. What's going on over here? Like las indirectas, like towards my way.
I'm trying to tell you something.
Yeah, you got to get out the low carb White Claws, dog. You know,
Hey, G-Funky, you're a fellow beer drinker, so let me ask you then. Like, what do you think about people saying this is a robbery? But also, remember, like, what do you think about people just in general using that term? And like, I believe it's being overused. But what do you think?
I agree 100%. It's being overused a lot in boxing, and it definitely should not be used in this fight. This fight was too close, man. It was way too close for it to be a robbery. And you know what? The thing is this, man. I presented the question on Twitter, and I got a lot of good feedback on Twitter where I said, look, man, there was a unanimous decision in the first fight. 2 judges had it 8-4 for Chocolatito. 1 judge had it 10-2 for Chocolatito in that fight. And nobody cried, nobody bitched and moaned, nothing. But because Chocolatito gets a bad scorecard and a split decision, by the way, everybody goes crazy. Like the guy, it was a split decision. You cannot have a robbery in a split decision. I'm sorry, man. One of the judges actually scored the fight for him in a razor close fight, just like the first fight. So, no, it was not. I personally had it scored for Estrada, but I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody that had Chocolatito winning that fight because there was a lot of swing rounds. So good fight, close fight, could go either way. No robbery, though.
Milcar, can you read that just really quick?
Don't be hating on beer. Look, I'm the first dude to shout out beer. I shouted out Tonya. So
these fans that drink beer, like damn, man, Jesus Christ.
Some people like to have a 6-pack. Some people like to drink a 6-pack. You know, it is what it is.
Hey, really quick, shout out to H Money, Outlaw, LT, Cholo Boxing, Retro Boxing, and documentaries. Brown Gone, Andre Rodriguez, Ignorant Boxing, Alexis, London Left Hook Combo. How's it going, brother? Okay, all you guys from the Matt Chats, Andre Rodriguez is from James is the Boxing Gods. They're smiling. Estrada drops WBC, does a trilogy. Rungosai Cuadras battle for WBC winners, face winners, losers face off. Holy shit! All right, with that said, Boxer Girl, was this fight a robbery in your opinion? And is the term overused in the sport of boxing?
No, it wasn't a robbery, and it is overused in boxing. The fight was way too close. I don't know why anyone called it a robbery at all. So
short and sweet.
It's short and sweet. I mean, it was a badass fight, and I'm with dude up here. I can't see because I don't have my focals on. And your opinion, that spot on, absolutely. As a fan, I loved it. I'm not going to call it a robbery. I respect it. I respect the fight. No, it was good. No robbery.
Do you think fans overuse the term, like just in general?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Their immediate reaction after a fight. Oh, my God, it was a fucking robbery. Come on. Come on. Slow down. Pump the brakes. Get the numbers. Let's see. Okay. Chill.
Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. Let me tell you guys something, man. I do believe that the term is severely overused in the sport of boxing. Not to say that it doesn't happen. Because, ladies and gentlemen, robberies do happen. But you know what you do when you keep saying it over and over again? You desensitize the word. The word has no more meaning. It's like the boy that cried wolf. So when you keep saying it, they're like, oh, okay, I get, okay, robbery, okay. You know, like Roy Jones was robbed in the Olympics. That is universally accepted. Like it's inconceivable. It's inconceivable that the Korean fighter won that fight. Inconceivable. Even that Korean fighter knew it. So that's a robbery, right? Close fights, it could have, like, you know what I mean, that you could argue, even if you strongly feel somebody won, it doesn't make it a robbery. This was a split decision. G-Funky, what type of decision?
Split decision.
Raw Boxing, what type of decision?
Down the middle, split.
Babe, what type of decision was this? Split. You want me right there, brother. But you guys get my point. All right?
It was a banana split
Damn,
decision.
you're not going to ask me?
I was about to say that too.
Yeah, Amilcar, what type of decision was this? Am I missing something?
Banana split.
It was a banana split decision. Like my man Joe took the words out of my mouth.
And what type? Duval Grind MMA. What type of decision was this?
Split decision.
Round table. What is your profession? I was playing. Boxer girl. What type of decision? What type of decision was this?
Are you asking me?
Yes. Well, the only girl in the panel. Yeah.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. It was split.
Banana
Split. It was a split decision.
Absolutely.
Split decision, ladies and gentlemen. How is that a robbery? Yeah, people there's cancel culture in boxing. You guys know that, right? People are canceling people because they disagree on how a fight was scored. Like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, Chocolatito should have won. They robbed him. Like, all right, okay, fine.
Too much emotion.
Way too much emotion. Way too much emotion. All right. Definitely overused term. Better Beav or Better Beav, however you chose. Better Beav, however you say it. Okay? All right.
Better Beav.
Okay. Hey, I guess they asked him the story on boxing scene. By the way, you guys want to check it out? And he says, "I'm ready for Canelo. Ask him if he's ready." Right. I find this weird because like Canelo's at 168, like you're at 175, right? Like. You know, you got some work you could do. You know what I mean? Now, I get it. He might say, well, he came up to fight Kovalev. Well, why didn't he come up to face me? And I think we all kind of know the answer to that. But, he's getting up there in age. I get that. And so he doesn't have forever. But what are your thoughts on Better Beav saying this, Chief Funky? He is ready and down to fight Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Well, I mean, who isn't? I mean, you get a fight with Canelo, you know, you're going to get life-changing money, you know? So who isn't ready
As
to
McGregor
fight
says,
guy?
red panty night.
I'm ready to fight him.
I'll fight him.
It's a good fight. Yeah, I'll fight him right now too. But I think it's a good fight at 175.
I'll fight him.
But I don't think Canelo's going to move up anytime soon. There's some work that he's taking care of down there at 168. And there's a couple guys that could be, you know, in that division that don't have a belt that if he collects them all, could be some good opponents too. So, you know, he's looking for that payday, man. And I don't blame him. You know, he's been fighting a long time and, you know, he figures it's time for me to get paid. When am I going to get paid? You know, that's what he's saying. So, yeah, but I think it would be a good fight if they ever make it happen.
All right. Hey, Duval Grind MMA. What are your thoughts?
I don't care. I don't. It's Canelo. He's probably could beat it. He probably could beat him 1 week out, and on 1 week's notice.
Oh no, you don't know who Better Beav is then.
I just have that much confidence in Canelo.
Let me go.
Better Beav trains with GSP, brother. Come on, bro. At least you know.
What the hell does that matter?
That's just he's trained with
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Train with the best, bro. The best train with the best. Like GSP says, one of the best athletes he's ever known. You're not convinced?
Athleticism doesn't translate always to fighting.
Okay.
Just saying.
Right. Fair enough. Boxer girl, what do you make of Better Beav saying, hey, I'm down to fight Canelo Alvarez?
I'm with G Funk on this one. I really think he's looking for a payday. I mean, he's 36, and he's calling out Canelo. Like, okay, like that would be his. I mean, I know you're saying he's strong and whatever, but I still think Canelo would, you know, smash him. I mean, Canelo can easily go up in weight, and he can easily go down. I mean, it's just 7 pounds. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Joe Habib.
Money. It's about money.
Do you want to see this fight, Joe? Do you think Canelo should even entertain it?
It's probably going to happen in September. It's probably going to happen in September because if Callow Plant don't step up to the plate, then this will be the fight. I heard it's already being talked about, And the reason why Beterbiev said that is because the fight's been proposed. It's been talked about, and I think it's going to be a reality. Everyone thinks that Canelo will not take this fight. I disagree. I think Canelo will take the fight, and I think Canelo will beat him. I do think Canelo will beat him. I think Canelo is. I think his upper body movement, his counter punching abilities. Vosdik, I thought was winning the fight before he got stopped. And Vosdik is a good fighter, but I don't think he's as strong as Canelo. I don't think he has that power that Canelo has. Canelo has that power that makes you think twice before you come in on him. Plus, he has that counter punching ability as well. So, I think the fight's a reality. And but Beterbiev is saying these things for a reason, because he knows the fight is on the horizon. And he just wants to kind of make sure that Canelo does go through with it, because it's been talked about. I heard they've been talking about it, both teams.
Shout out to Alexis. I appreciate the super chat there. Much appreciated. Wait. Like, you don't really think Canelo's going to get in the ring with Beterbiev now, do you? You don't really believe that?
He'll beat him, yeah. He'll beat him.
I believe it.
Yeah, he'll get in the ring with him without question. Yeah.
8 rounds.
Why would he say no?
Cook Raw.
Okay, well, I do think I'm 100% in agreement with one thing that Beeb said. The reason Beterbiev if it's mentioned in this fight is because he's starting to purposely cooking it in the minds of the fan. Why? It's been proposed.
It's been talked about.
It's a very lucrative fight for both fighters, as a matter of fact. And the thing I like about these rumors is that I don't remember if it was a week after or a day after the Smith fight. When people were saying, and when I say when people, obviously here in the panel, but I'll explain it for those that don't know. Obviously, I'm talking about the Canelo hating fan club. People were saying, well, he did that to Kovalev. Why wouldn't he do that to Beterbiev? Beterbiev will crush Canelo. Well, sometimes you have to really hold your tongue, because the future is not known. I think, in fact, if Caleb Plant does not take this fight, I think that is the next fight. I do see Canelo, just like Beeb said, just completely picking him apart. I don't see a stoppage or anything. I see Canelo putting work to the body like Beterbiev is not used to getting. Beterbiev is such a fixated headhunter. Well, how do you fix a head that is mounted on a spring, right? It's very hard to hit it every single time, if any. But also, I want to tell you this. When the fight takes place, when Canelo actually beats these guys, remember, he only beat him because he's only 36. There is no credit for Canelo.
Oh
man, he got everything. This dude's a chess player. I could tell.
Because there's nothing new under the sun. We've been dealing with the same hating blueprint for the past 10, 15 years. I've been here since 2008 dealing with this haters. It's trust me, it's gonna happen, brother. It's gonna happen.
It was a milk car's cat really in the background? Was he really there?
Not that wasn't him. There's two of them. There's one of them wasn't there. No,
not the $5 one. All right. Well, okay. It could be any cat. It could be any cat. But if the cat was there, that counts.
There's a black one and there's a white one. The white one is the one that will come in here. But let me give my thoughts on this though.
Go ahead, Cook.
I'm in agreement with a lot of what was said. I think Canelo can beat Beterbiev, but I don't want to take away from Beterbiev. The dude is a monster. He's an amateur world champion, European amateur champion, two-time light heavyweight champion. He's 15-0, 15 KOs. He's a savage. He's got two things going against him. One, he's from Russia, and two, he's now a Canadian living in Montreal. If this dude was a wasp from Nebraska, you better believe that every outlet here in the United States would be making him 10 times bigger than Caleb Plant. So I don't want anybody taking anything away from Canelo if Canelo takes this fight and beats this man, because this man is a very good a boxer, and to me is clearly the best light heavyweight in the world. And Canelo should not have been expected to go up and face this guy. He took on Kovalev. He knocked this dude out. But yet, like Ross said, the haters are always out there. Well, you did that to Kovalev. Why are you ducking Beterbiev? Because he's not a 175-pound boxer, motherfucker. That's why. He's a 154-pound dude that moved up to 160, that then moved up to 168, that then took on Kovalev at 175. That's why. Now, the other thing I wanted to say, though, about this is that you will not find a more humble, quiet, less out there in the media dude as a world champ than Artur Beterbiev. Up there with him is probably Canelo, given his status in the sport. Artur Beterbiev has not been running around calling people out, calling out Canelo. The reason there are these quotes out there is because people have been putting cameras and microphones in his faces and asking him questions, and he's been giving honest answers. He's not clout chasing. He's not going around chasing after people. But if you ask him a question about Canelo, hell yeah, he's going to answer it. He's a professional fighter. He's giving you an interview. He's going to give you an honest answer. So I don't blame Beterbiev for that. And I want Canelo to get all credit in the world if he does decide to go to 175. But last thing I'm going to say on this is before the show earlier today after work, I was actually watching the interview that Canelo did with Mike Tyson. And he actually said in that, and it was filmed this week, I believe, it only dropped a couple days ago, that he doesn't plan to go back to 175, that he plans to stay at 168. So that's Canelo saying that. You guys can go watch that. It's on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. So we'll see what happens. But if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, I'm fine with that too.
Hey, shout out to Tony Boswell, man. I appreciate you joining the membership. He's now a Golden Dragon, okay, for what it's worth. All right. So shout out to you. Okay, much appreciated, man. And everyone that supports the channel. Brown Gone One, how are you doing? And yes, but that is Raw Boxing, the same Raw Boxing from a while back. And just a little older and with a beard now. That's all. It's the same guy though. You know. Shout out to you, man, and London Left Hook Combo. How's it going, man? All you guys, and Canelo better be at a cat. Let me tell you guys something. Better be a dangerous fight for Canelo, and if Canelo does fight him, man, shout out to Canelo. Like that. I don't think that's an easy fight. If he goes in there and makes it look easy, then believe me, I will be very, very impressed. Because that is going to be a clash. And I understand he's doing half the job for Canelo. He's going to come at him. But, man, is that a hell of a fight, man. It just is. Hey, Beeb.
Yes, sir.
I want to go to you first for this one. Mike Tyson. He says on his latest podcast, which he had Canelo on, by the way. You guys can check that out. He says he's coming back. Miami, same stadium that Canelo fought in, according to him, late May. What are your thoughts? Are we going to get that Holyfield fight or what?
I'll watch it again. I'm hoping it's Holyfield, but I'm not sure because Holyfield's been complaining that his team's been reaching out to Mike Tyson and they haven't responded. So I'm hoping that they could put it together where it's going to be Holyfield, but I'm not. If it's not Holyfield, who else could it be? That's the thing. It's got to be a bigger name. It's got to be another big name. If it's not going to be Holyfield, who else could it be? I'm trying to speculate on who else it could be, and I don't know. Maybe what Shannon Briggs?
That would be a good one.
That wouldn't be a bad one, right?
Let's go, champ.
Who else?
Let's go, champ.
Maybe
George. Big George, hey, it's an exhibition. Big George.
Maybe the Undertaker. I don't know. Who could it be?
Big George will hit him over the head with a grill.
I don't know about that. Like Big George is too old. Like it was
he's too old.
Mid-40s in the 90s. Like what?
No. I mean, he'll literally pull out a grill and hit him over the head with it.
No,
okay,
man,
right.
Too old.
I think
talk to us.
I think the style of Big George, it's not very physically demanding. The guy just literally takes little steps, crosses his arms, and drops the hammer. And like I said, for the fun of it, I don't even think Mike will go ballistic on him. But hey, like if it's not Mike Tyson, if it's not Shannon Briggs, I mean, if it's not Holyfield or Shannon Briggs, who else? That is a good question. Who else? Big George. I guarantee you that would sell.
It would sell.
People
Just
have
like
in their mind, people have in their mind, Grandpa Big George knocking out Moore. People have that still locked in their mind. You got to think of that. When we saw George knocking out the very highly talented Moore, this was Grandpa George doing it, not Uncle George. This was Grandpa. He was old already, and again, he his style is not very physically demanding. Is the hammers still hurt. I can guarantee you, them hammers still cause some damage.
Steve Seagal.
Well, I like how he made me do walls like do imitating the little cross. I got it. Yeah.
Steve Seagal.
You need that short right that knocked out more. You know what I mean?
Little Steve Seagal action.
I'll tell you guys right now, even at this age, I still wouldn't get in the ring with Big George. I still wouldn't.
I'd be hard pressed. I'd be afraid of a body shot. I'd be coughing up my own liver.
Body shot? I'd be scared of him decapitating me, bro. All
right.
right.
Which would you rather get hit with, a body shot or him uppercutting you?
Nothing.
Body shot.
Nothing. I'm with Beeb. Absolutely nothing. Now, if you throw a couple mils on the line, you can throw anything you want, and the minute he touches me, I'm done.
I'd rather
in
get
the words of Beeb, he'll be coming for blood. So watch out, blood boxing. All right. Hey, talk to us. Chief, fuck you. What do you think, man? He's coming back, maybe. I think Triller, but we don't know. But what do you think?
I like it. Tyson brought a lot of eyes back to the sport. I've been back at work now I was off for almost a year. Been back for 2 weeks now, and people came to me, asked me, "Hey man, did you see Tyson fight?" And people that didn't even know watched boxing, they asked me about it, and so he gets people excited. He brings eyes to the sport, and I was kind of on the fence about it at first, but since it did so well and it's got people interested, let's keep it rolling, man. Let's keep this thing rolling. And if it's Holyfield, holy shit, I've been waiting to see that for a long time, man.
Pun intended.
So I hope it is it, man. I hope it is Holyfield. And I'm also hearing about Oscar De La Hoya, man. He might be coming back and fighting on Triller. So
I heard
I don't know, man.
I heard he stopped training. They said I heard he stopped training.
Come on, we got Hopkins out here, bro. Talking about like Hopkins is looking at cameras with a straight face, saying that he could be that his partner over here, De La Hoya can beat Gennady Golovkin right now. Okay, like get the hell
I want to see him fight Cotto. He ducked
like
Cotto.
Stop it, Bernard. Like goddamn, he don't pay you that much, bro. Like stop it. But hey, Tracy, what are your thoughts? Coming back, Tyson.
I love Tyson. I will watch him fight a cat. So I'm from that, I'm older, so I watch that shit live. Great. Let's do it. Let's see it. Give me it.
All right. Hey, Miami, stadium.
Bring it.
It looks like they're gonna do it. So hey, Milk
If
Car.
it's in Miami, I'm going.
Well, I'm definitely in the minority here. I mean, I watch Tyson, but Tyson's probably in my top 3 most overrated heavyweights of my life.
Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, I've got Baby Joe Messi up there as well. I got a few guys on that list.
Messi, you're gonna put him in the same category as Tyson,
Baby Joe Messi.
Time out. Don't time out, Milk Car.
Man.
From Friday night.
Cancel.
I'm like, how is Baby Joe getting all these main event slots on Friday Night Lights for what Friday Night Fights for what I'm seeing over here? Obviously different levels, but definitely overrated. But look, every time Tyson stepped up to the plate and fought elite comp, he lost, he quit, or pretty much it. I mean, he quit against McBride, he quit against Holyfield in the second fight. He got knocked out by Danny Williams. He got knocked out by Lennox Lewis. I could go on and on. I mean, if Lewis had the losses that Tyson had, people would be calling him all kind of names that we were talking about yesterday on G Funky's channel on Hispanics Causing Panic Uncensored. So
You know Williams wouldn't do shit to Tyson in the 80s or early 90s. You know this. Come on.
here's the thing. People are like, well, Tyson only had those losses because Customato died. Customato died before Tyson became a world champion. Look at the day. Look at the day.
People do say that.
I will say one thing.
Go ahead, Joe.
To support Amilcar's argument. Everyone says, oh, Mike Tyson in his prime. Mike Tyson in his prime. Mike Tyson probably had the shortest prime of any professional boxer on the planet because he became champion in 86, right?
Yep.
And then people were saying that he was out of his prime in 1990. So he had a 3-year prime.
He was out of his prime in his late 20s. What other heavyweight fighter was ever out of his prime?
You're talking to Tyson's defense, because I kind of agree with everything you guys are saying. I just think it's not properly placed. Look, yes, he did fail a bunch of times. He stepped up. Not every time he stepped up, because you can't. When he stepped up as a young buck to become world champ, he was successful. But
I agree, Raw.
I'm not saying. Look, I see what you guys are saying, and I also know it's no excuse to say that his outside of the ring activity affected the future of his career. But that's a fact that needs to be considered. I mean, once Tyson came out of prison for the first time, he was never Tyson.
But here's the thing, Raw. I understand what you're saying, but what makes Ronaldo, what makes Messi?
No, of course, I get that. It's the dedication.
Go on and on.
Talking about soccer.
Remove the outside stuff and still perform when it matters, right? I'm sure Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal are facing all kind of personal distractions and everything else. I mean, Rafael Nadal can probably be with any woman he wants, you know.
Facts.
But yet he's still winning Grand Slams left, right, and center. But here's the thing with Tyson. Yes, he beat Larry Holmes. How old was Larry Holmes? Yes, he beat Leon Spinks. How old was Leon Spinks?
Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks.
Was he the champ though? That's the other argument.
But here's the thing: when he fought guys that we consider elite and all-time greats,
he lost.
Holyfield wasn't in his prime either when he beat when Holyfield beat Tyson. That wasn't the best. That wasn't the best Holyfield.
He wasn't, and he got knocked out by Danny Williams. What the hell did Vitaly Klitschko do to Danny Williams?
And here's another thing. Everyone talks about he went to prison. He went to prison and he was out of the ring for 3 years. So was Sugar Ray Leonard. So was George Foreman. All these guys were out of the ring and came back and they were able.
But don't compare 3 years of eating good in your house and sleeping in your own bed and not having the same psychological warfare as somebody who is locked up eating prison food, not having the chance to work out in the same fashion somebody outside of the ring would. Now, I'm not saying that Tyson lost because of this, but I'm simply saying it is something worth considering, right? Because it's just a fact.
When I was a kid, my mom bought me a book about Reuben Hurricane Carter. Reuben Hurricane Carter spent all kind of years in prison, way more years in prison than Mike.
Bernard Hopkins went to jail. And came out of jail.
Yeah, but Tyson is not Hopkins, and Hopkins is not Bernard.
Let
me tell you guys something. Okay, when Tyson goes somewhere, everyone turns around and he takes over whatever spot that is, bro.
Exactly.
Okay?
And I think the argument here is that the man is selling the seats. Because we can't consider Tyson an elite heavyweight anymore.
You could put Nadal on the left side of the street and Tyson on the right side of the street, and everyone's going to the right side of the street.
Mike Tyson is the Donald Trump of the heavyweight division. Donald Trump drives ratings. I just watched a report yesterday on the television ratings of Don Lemon and all of these other shows.
Down 30%. Down 30%.
Yo, these dudes, their ratings are tanking. Why?
No, but so are you excited though? Are you excited to see him back?
I am.
People tuned in because Mike Tyson was telling reporters that he fucked them up the ass and was telling female reporters that he'd fornicate with them and was talking about eating children and all kind of other stuff. They're not actually looking at what he actually did in the ring.
No, that's not true, Amilcar. That's not true, bro. People got goosebumps for Tyson fights, bro.
Huh?
Like there was nothing like the experience of a Tyson fight. It wasn't about fornication
Because he bit people's ears and did all and tried to break.
Before that. That was before. But really quick. I'm gonna let you continue, but really quick. Much respect, East Town panel from Tony Bosco. I appreciate it. Mr. Doc's asking who did he not fight from the 80s, and I think that's a fair question. I mean, I think he knocked out a lot of dudes, bro. You know,
But he ducked that Holyfield smoke in the 90s, bro.
What was that very good Cuban heavyweight that he knocked out? Emil, I forgot his name. Remember the mulatto from Pinal del Rio with the mustache, who was a very good fighter.
Yeah.
Who was a very good technician, and Tyson was able to figure. The guy was just tough. He took a lot of Tyson's punishment.
he knocked out Larry Holmes. He knocked out Larry Holmes.
Shortest prime in the history of all sports. Shortest prime in the history of all sports.
And yet, with the shortest prime, can I say this real quick, D-Style?
Shortest prime.
Yet, with the shortest prime, put a cart and see if you don't sell. With the shortest prime,
He's a boss.
But
Yeah,
here's the
facts.
thing, though.
He's a boss.
I just want to ask you,
But he still
I
the
said-
shortest prime in the history of all sports.
but really quick. I said he knocked out Larry Holmes. Amilcar shook his head at
Yeah, I shook my head. I just shake my head.
Why?
Why? Because what year was that? Like Larry Holmes was so far past his prime when that happened. Larry Holmes has literally talked
You
about
brought
that.
up the Williams fight?
Hold up. Larry Holmes has literally talked about that fight. He was out of shape, hadn't fought in a hell of a lot of time.
38 years old. Thank
you.
fair
Don
enough.
King threw him a boatload of money, and he's like, yeah, I'll go fight. Like, I'm a fighter. Obviously, I'm going to go.
Did he or did he not go on to beat Ray Mercer after that fight?
Yeah, he did.
He did.
But he lost to Mike Tyson. He had a 40-inch waist.
Yeah, but he wasn't in shape for that fight. That's what I'm saying.
He had a
That's not
42-inch
Tyson's
waist.
fault.
He had a
No,
42-inch
it's not his
waist.
fault, but if,
Buster Douglas's fault that Buster Douglas knocked him out.
thank you. Or Danny Williams. See, all of the people that want to talk about Larry Holmes, they don't want to
I
talk
don't
about Kevin McBride.
I
They don't
can't
wanna-
only take so much of this Tyson back.
oh no, I talk about Tyson's
They
big
don't
ups and
want to talk about
downfalls.
Danny Williams. They don't want to talk about these dudes. But they want to bring up Larry Holmes.
D-Star, I'm the biggest Tyson Fury fan of all time. When you told me, you said this to me, right? You go, but Beep, he's never ever defended the heavyweight title ever. What did I say? You're right, D-Star. Amilcar's right here. We got to give him credit.
No, but I think what we're doing is misplacing the I guess the focal point of the argument, because the focal point here, look, I mean, nobody's defending Tyson's wrongdoings. Nobody's defending Tyson's defeats. But the argument is, are we excited? I'm excited. I can guarantee you those that are not Tyson fans, I guarantee you they'll find a way to tune in.
But Raw Boxing, I've purchased everything that had Mike Tyson's name on it. I've never not bought anything that had Mike Tyson's name.
And that's my point.
But
video game.
but the reality situation is Mike Tyson is who he is because of the persona of Mike Tyson, because of the character he was. That intimidation. He was just like the bad guy, you know, and that's why people gravitated towards him. But but the thing is, what Amilcar is saying is people are gravitating more towards the image and not the actual accolades.
I gotta be honest. I remember Kid Dynamite, man. I remember those chills and how the Tyson fight experience is what I remember. More than the controversy.
He brought boxing back in the 80s. But again, you know, it was a lot of it was the sound bites. Go on YouTube right now. There's videos of him just doing sound bites. There's just as many videos of him with sound bites and quotes and Mike Tyson going crazy on reporters as there are him knocking out
He's literally shouting from a stage, telling a male reporter that he's gonna fuck him up the ass, and that
Yeah,
he's
he was angry. That's for sure. Hey, but really quick, Milcar, what are your thoughts on him coming back though? Really quick.
He was
He
angry.
didn't mean it.
He was angry.
he's standing,
It's Tyson.
he's standing 1 foot from a female reporter, telling him how he wants to fornicate with her and all type of stuff.
He was probably high.
Well, look. At the end of the day, he was an open book. I mean, obviously, he's not the type that when you what he thinks about, he says it. It is what.
All right, so would I watch him? Yo, I watched the fight with Roy Jones. Of course, I'm going to watch him.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Team's partner.
But let's proceed though. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and proceed now. But
Okay.
Duval Grind MMA. Mike Tyson is back in May. Miami. What are your thoughts?
When it's
He's got that
announced,
Taco
I'm
Bell.
going.
Okay. Oh shit! You are from Florida. That's right.
Yeah, I live in Florida, so I'm gonna watch it because I never got to see Mike Tyson fight live. I'm only 24, so
There
you know.
there you go.
Baby.
All right. Hey, there you go. You know what I mean?
And
He's a young.
You might
buck.
be hired as a security. You never know. You know what I mean?
He's a baby.
oh
Mhm.
Lord. Anyway, but
A widow guy.
who knows? Who knows? They'll probably have a good crowd and everything, seeing as how the UFC is coming back this April with a full crowd for Jorge Masvidal Usman 2 in my hometown.
Wow. Oof.
So I'm gonna be there for that. But yeah, if Mike Tyson's fighting in Miami, I'm gonna be there, and I hope there's a crowd there too.
Oh, it's gonna be a crowd. There's
I'm
no
in
doubt about
Miami,
that.
bitch.
There's definitely going to be a crowd. No doubt about it. Guys, I want to go ahead and talk about this, sticking with the heavyweight division, if we may. Okay? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, signed, but like kind of, sort of, but it's official, but unofficial, unofficially official type of thing,
It's official.
We're hearing all types of things here and there.
They're
B,
listening. They're listening.
talk to us, B. Is this fight gonna happen? What's going on? Why is your boy holding back? Well, is he scared of AJ? What's going on?
Tyson Fury.
Jay.
It's only
Tyson Fury.
one Tyson Fury. Snorting a line,
Oh.
drinking a pint, keeps pulling out of the
Silence!
fight. Oh, it's only one. Go ahead.
It's coming home.
Silence!
It's coming home.
Go to me next, I beg you. After Joe.
Silence! Silence! All right. So when's your birthday, D-Stow?
My birthday was the 9th.
Okay.
He's saying you're old.
So what if I told you that if I hit the lottery on your birthday, I'm going to buy you a brand new 2021 Lamborghini? I guarantee you, if I hit the lottery, that I'm going to buy you that Lamborghini.
Well,
Would
I would say
you-
that's nice of you, but I'm not expecting a Lamborghini. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm not expecting this fight either because there's too many what ifs. Okay, we have to find a site date. We have to find a site, and we have to get a date nailed down. And we have, starting from Saturday, we had 30 days to do it.
Florida.
So now, basically, six days have gone by. So now we have 24 days left to throw this whole thing together. And Frank Warren comes out and says this fight is not done. Tyson Fury says this fight is not done. Bob Arum hasn't said anything. There's only one person talking, and that's Eddie Hearn, who always tends to jump the gun. And he's done this before on several occasions, only to have us get excited for nothing. So I'm cautiously optimistic. This should never have been leaked. He should have kept his mouth shut because, again, we don't have a fight. What was actually signed? An agreement. That's like saying, oh, I'm going to hire you, but I don't know when you're going to start. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm going to hire you. What does that mean?
That you're hired.
In any other area of life, if someone tells you these things, but they don't give you a time, a date, and they don't let you know what's going to happen, then you're going to be like, we don't have a deal. So this is basically a promissory note, is what it is. This is an agreement with so many stipulations in place for this agreement to actually be able to go through and take place. So this was Eddie Hearn jumping the gun once again, who couldn't just keep his mouth shut until the actual deal was done, because the deal's not done. He's the only one saying that that we're close. We're close. We're gonna announce this. We're gonna announce that, and they haven't announced it. We don't even know what's gonna happen with the COVID situation. Like, how are they gonna have people go to this fight? We don't even know what the restrictions are going to be. If there's going to be travel bans still in place or whatever, come June, July, and August. So I'm not holding my breath for this one. We've been let down too many times in the past. We've been told for the last year that this fight's going to happen, and we haven't gotten one step closer to it happening than we are now. So it is what it is.
Okay. All right. I hear you. Hey, Milcar, I know you wanted to go next. You're like, me, go. Like talk to us.
Well, I just want to make it absolutely clear that if this fight does happen, Tyson Fury washes AJ. So I just wanted to get that out of the way.
That's a smart man.
AJ ain't going to be able to deal with that 6'9", 270 plus pound frame, boxing, moving, boxing on the inside. It's going to be a lot of trouble for AJ. And the Huggy Bear tactics are not going to be working too well for my brother from out there from Watford out there in the UK. Does this fight happen? I hope it happens, because we just talked about a very overrated guy named Tyson, and now I'm talking about a kind of an underrated guy named Tyson. I'm talking about the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury. There's only one, Tyson Fury.
Facts.
So, it's a tough one, because a lot of things are at play. The pandemic's in the way. They want a big site fee. They're trying to get that out in the Mideast. Eddie Hearn keeps talking because that's what he does. That's why he's one of the best promoters, if not the best promoter in the sport. But I'm not one of these guys saying, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I don't know. Maybe it's going to happen. I don't know, guys. No, I'm just going to wait for it to happen. Because we got a lot of other fights that have been signed that are ready to go. We talked about Canelo already. He's ready to go. I'm excited about that. And eventually this fight will happen, because it has to happen. It's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. So I'm just going to sit back and just wait. But like I said earlier, there's only one Tyson Fury, D-Style. So I'll let you just adjust that for a little bit.
Right. There's only one. Everybody in the chat. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. Rolling the line.
Drinking a pint.
Always pulling out of these fights. Hey, one. Tyson Fury. Never defend.
Deontay Wilder.
Oh my God! I wonder why.
Undefeated. Anthony Joshua is in so much trouble.
Agreed.
How does it go?
Get in the chat.
Is going to sleep.
Everyone in the chat, can we get a boo for this awful singing? Can we get some boos in the chat for the singing?
This is the best singing of all time.
Bleeding, bro. I think you're gonna see blood coming down. Hey, Raw. If your ears are not bleeding and you're ready to go,
my ears only bleed when I hear you say that AJ is going to beat Tyson Fury. Let's just make that very.
I'm saying he has a good shot. That's what
No.
He doesn't believe.
No. You're not saying that it's just a good shot. Along with your prediction, you're bringing forth a bunch of arguments
contrarian. He's a contrarian.
Yeah, against Tyson Fury that could have been used with the Chavez, with the Mayweather. Listen, he has never defended his title. At one point, every single champ with multiple title defense, at one point, they had never defended their titles. But guess what? They did.
Doesn't make sense.
It does make sense, and I'll explain it to you right now.
That was a great point. That was a great point. He stumped you. He stumped you.
I'll explain it to you right now, D-Style. D-Style went on to be the
he won a title
three-time.
2015.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Watch this. At one point, D-Style became the super middleweight champion of the world. Not once, but he defended his title 3 times. But before his first title defense, at one point, he had never defended his titles. You had to have at least that very first title defense for somebody to say that you have defended your titles. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I understand.
Okay,
I get what you're saying. You're saying that everyone hasn't defended their belt until they defend their belt. I mean, I think that's like a common sense point, though.
Correct.
That's a phenomenal
Correct. Now
point.
Now here comes the other one. Now here
Phenomenal
comes the other
point.
one.
Great point. That's a Supreme Court.
That's one of the best points I've heard.
Get the hell out of here.
One of the best points I've heard in the last year.
Because all I hear is that the man has never defended his titles. Well,
He won the title in 2015.
but that's
Rob.
fine. But that's fine, D. But there's always a first time for everything. The minute that he goes away again, as you're suggesting, then we can say, dude has never defended. But right now, it's looking like he will. So just because he has never defended his title doesn't also necessarily means that he's not going to be successful at it. And the other thing I got to say is the fight is not done, but it's not done because there isn't a full agreement. There is up to 10 countries right now willing to pay $40 million to have the bragging right, to have that fight take place on their nation. A lot of good points were made. Some of these countries still have travel bans. Some of these countries don't have travel ban unless you come from America. So there's a few things to consider, right? A new player stepped up to the game, an African country. So the fight's not done. Yes, we have 24 days, but it's still 24 days to see if something happens.
Clock's ticking.
24 days.
Clock's ticking.
Correct. But when you got options, Beep and Emil, when you got options, when all it takes is, let's do it. Because remember, it's longer to make a decision when you got plenty of options. If you got three countries wanting it, it's just 3 countries to think about, 3 issues to think about, 3 ways of putting it to think about. When you got 10 people fighting, bidding, I'll give 30. No, I'll give 25. No, I'm up to 40. I can see why it's like.
But what if
Raw boxing is the Johnny Cochran and the Jackie Childs of the
here's the wild card. Here's the wild card.
I just want to be optimistic.
Here's the wild card. Here's the wild card. Here's the wild card here. You know what the wild card is here? It's Tyson Fury. What if Tyson Fury says, "Hey, I don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. I don't want to go to the Far East. I don't want to go to the Middle East. I want to fight in Vegas." That's what he made a statement the other day that I want for the rest of my career, I want to fight in Vegas. I don't want to fight anywhere else. What if he says no? What if he says no?
Joe, he's a gypsy king. If it's in Vegas, it's got to be in Vegas.
That's it.
Look, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was a 2-way race, but right now we have a situation where Joe Habib, Amilcar, and Raw Boxing are really wanting to get hired by Fury. You know what I mean? As a PR person,
and I'll do a hell of a job for him.
Gypsy King.
This is.
I'm running New York offices. Joe's got the Boston offices down on lock, and my man Raw Boxing is out there navigating between the Colorado offices and the Tennessee offices. Dog,
that's it.
You know how we do
well,
it.
Raw's everywhere, so he could just like.
I'm everywhere, bro. Next week I'm gonna be everywhere, so I can take a hold of any office. But look, I'm just simply saying, let's be optimistic on this fight. This is potentially one of the greatest fights as boxing fans we're gonna get in the last 10 to 15 years. And I do know that when you have plenty of options, it is a lot harder to make a sudden decision. I love both of these fighters, but I just think that Fury is just too much to handle in the heavyweight division. And Fury is the guy that has not gotten the credit he deserves because of his actions. I get it, but I'm not looking at the actions. I'm looking at what I'm looking at 270 pounds moving like a super middleweight inside of the ring. I'm looking at 270-pound guy that has the reach no other heavyweight right now has. I'm looking at 270-pound guys that before the fight breaks you down mentally.
Listen up,
so D-style.
Southpaw.
Exactly.
Hey, yo, just what? Look at these dudes like hyping and pumping each other up. But go ahead.
Listen up, D-style.
And I can't wait till Tyson Fury once again, just like a serpent, licks the blood of AJ's shoulder.
pull that hat up so you can and lift it off your ear so you can hear this. So you can hear this knowledge. So you can hear the knowledge.
A-Rod. Shout out to Major Key Boxing, the GOAT, Cholo Boxing.
And who else could punch themselves in the face and still not hurt themselves?
Yeah,
and still not hurt themselves.
Yo,
he was just letting people know he has a chin. That's all. That's why he did it.
That might have been the best punch that's been landed on him was his own uppercut.
No, let me just say
really quick. We got to go to Chief Funky next, but go ahead.
But how many times have you seen a guy do this? That's just a more advanced version, dog. Like people do that to themselves, just waking themselves up, dude. Why not do this uppercut?
Did it on purpose. Did it on purpose. It was by design. It was by design.
Shout out to Matt, Chad, DJ, and that guy. Hey, Chief Funky. I know that the Fury fans are making it about how Fury's going to win, but the question is what do you make of the fact that this fight was announced as signed, but we don't have a location? Show me, give me your location. You know that song? You know what I mean? That dude from El Paso sings it. But anyway, there's no location. There's nothing like that. What's going on, bro? Like, are you optimistic?
That was a great rendition.
I am optimistic that this fight's going to happen. They finally put pen to paper, signed the name on the dotted line, just waiting on the venue and then the date. I'm not the biggest guy when it comes to the business side of boxing, but I do understand that this is how fights get made. This is usually the last piece of the puzzle, is finding a place to have the fight, and then you set the date. I am optimistic. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to say this, man. You guys are talking about Fury uppercutting himself. One of my subscribers last night after I showed that clip said, well, Fury was just trying to feel how an egg weight feels to get hit with an egg weight. That's what he was doing. So
there you go.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, man. Boxer girl, what do you make about this fight? No location yet, nothing like that. But are you optimistic that we're going to see this fight?
I don't know. I really don't.
That's the best answer.
I love her short answers.
That's the best answer all night.
It's because I'm having issues with my audio, so I've been muted.
So we can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Okay. We'll fucking see. Damn. I don't know. Like, make it happen. Let me know.
She looks so stressed.
Stop talking the talk until it's actually like signed, sealed, delivered. Just like, I don't know.
Oh shit, it's Calix.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Right on time. But before I go to you, Calix, Duval Grind MMA. What do you make of the fact that does this happen in UFC? Like, do they announce a fight, say it's signed, but they don't tell you where it's gonna be, and we don't know the date yet or anything like that?
I think it's gonna happen. Personally, as far as where it's gonna be, I think there's only one real solution. Especially if Raw Boxing is the United States trying to bid. Is there any place in the United States trying to bid for it? It's Las Vegas.
United States is obviously always going to be in the game, but one of the things, and I got this info from a guy in Florida who works for a very reputable newspaper, and once I'm allowed to share a lot more, I'm actually going to have him, so it doesn't come out of my mouth, so it can come out of his mouth. But I'll put it this way real quick. When I take you to the store to buy 10 of the biggest, most expensive pair of J's in the world, and I put them in front of you, and I tell you, you can only have one, make your choice. You got 30 days to do it. Are you going to make your choice right then and there? Or don't you want all 10 of them because all 10 of them are the hottest Jordans in the market, but you can only choose one? It's going to take some time. And right now, there's 40 mils being thrown at the promoter, so just so that so I can say, damn, the fight's going to happen in Cuba. I got the, you know what I mean? It's
Florida.
that's one of the things that I think it's holding that decision of where the fight's going to take place. Too much options at this point, and no MMA fight is as big as this fight. So I don't think this happens in MMA fight.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
You want to respond to that, Duval Grind, or?
Oh, well, I don't. Well, I mean, there are some times where like a fight is big to where, you know, they were. Actually, not even, because most of the time the fight is already signed, and more so a matter of will the person make weight, will they, you know, not injure themselves, you know, El Kukui and Habib style. But I say there's only one solution: just put the fight in Florida
Or Texas.
or Texas. The only ones that are open in the United States. It's like I said, hey, Florida is about to have the first full capacity sporting event in the world when the UFC comes to town. So why not? Florida's acting different. So why not bring boxing here?
Hey, shout out to Calix Boxing.
The next biggest Miguel Cotto fan.
Winning the Four Kings poster. It's already on its way. Pat has sent that out from England, all the way over there. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. And I want to let everybody know there is no poster gate. That was not set up. That was just my luck. I got it.
Well, as long as you admit that you winning the poster was as legit as Chavez beating Meldrick Taylor, we good to go, fam.
Calix, we all know you had egg weights. All right, that's how you won.
Yeah, you had egg weights. Hey, but no. It's like Calix, I want to ask you, man. This fight, obviously, they've announced that it's been signed, sealed, and delivered, but we don't know where the fight's going to be. We don't know the location. We don't know any of this, which is, I believe, understandably, has some fans on the fence whether the fight's going to happen or not. But how do you feel about it?
I saw a lot of backtracking this week, and that's unfortunate. I just want it signed. I want it done. I want this fight to happen. I don't care where it's at. I saw Eddie Hearn saying, he did an interview yesterday saying that a billionaire approached him to do the fight and had the money up front. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to see it happen. I don't care where it's at. I don't know if y'all saw this breaking news. I don't know if y'all saw this breaking news that just dropped a half hour ago. Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders is happening in Dallas, full capacity, 100,000. So big time boxing's back in May.
You know what? I might actually be at that fight. Actually,
me too. I might see you.
Something about Texas and Florida just different.
Have family out there, so
yeah, me too.
That's a hell of a fight. Fight.
Yeah, but yeah, just to get back to what we were talking about, I just want to see it happen. These are two. This is the biggest fight that can be made in boxing. Correct. So I just want to see it happen. Make the money work. Get these guys in the ring. It'll be humongous. I hope they get the 2-fight deal done, and I just want to see it happen. And I fully agree with what was just said, that I want it to happen just so I could predict that AJ's going down, because I know D-Style. I'm sensing another pie bet going on here.
He won't do it.
You have that much faith in AJ?
He doesn't.
I completely agree with what Maestro just said. That I don't see AJ winning this fight, man. I don't see
come on.
Tyson Fury's gonna walk all over him. However, whatever way he wants to do it.
All right, guys.
Fury by whatever. Wow.
True boxing head right there. He knows what time it is.
Let me say this once again. I feel like I need to say this. It needs to be said. Somebody needs to say it. I always feel like I got to be the guy that has to tell everyone that Santa isn't real or something. Like, yeah, that's how I feel right now. Like the Easter Bunny's not real.
Spit it out.
Look, what part of AJ can hurt Fury don't you guys understand? What part of that don't you understand? What part of What part of AJ has a right hand. He has a hook. He has a jab. He has an uppercut. The deadliest uppercut in all of boxing, by the way.
Every
Pound
fighter
for
has.
pound. I'll put it up against anybody's uppercut, even Charlo's. Okay.
Every fighter has those punches. Every fighter has those
No.
punches.
You know what I mean by that. You know what I mean? Don't dumb down the conversation now. Right? Do I need to explain what I mean by that, or are we all hardcore boxing fans and you know what I mean? Right?
I don't know. I really don't know what you mean.
AJ's not a one-handed fighter. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean that there's guys out there that have a hand chopped off. Okay, Chris Carlson. All right.
But
Okay.
got up.
Whoa, blowing up the spot
right.
on double C.
You get literal on me. Okay, I know that every boxer will throw those punches.
Yeah, but didn't Fury get up and then outbox?
No, but hold on.
Oh,
The last time he fought a guy that's anywhere near as versatile as AJ was Steve Cunningham, and he got knocked on his back. Okay?
And what did he do? And what did he do after? What did he do afterward?
I know you guys want to filibuster, but I'm going to get my word out. I know you want to filibuster because you don't like what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. All right. But I'll tell you, he was on his back like Jenna Jameson in her prime. Okay, in that fight. He was dropped by a little itty-bitty, little cruiserweight, okay? If AJ got dropped by a cruiserweight, we would never hear the end of it. If a cruiserweight dropped this guy.
AJ got dropped by
If
Andy
an
Ruiz.
itty-bitty, little cruiserweight.
AJ got dropped 4 times. AJ got dropped 4 times by Andy Ruiz.
A little itty-bitty cruiserweight. By the way, a little itty-bitty cruiserweight that couldn't take the power of Adamek. Okay? You couldn't take Adamek's power, brother. Okay?
Joe, please.
Itty-bitty, little skinny legs. Okay? Are you kidding me? And he got knocked down and hurt. What are you just going to do? You know why? Because he's tall.
40-1 underdog. He got knocked
Let
down.
me make my point. He's tall. He does not have a low center of gravity. That's why he got knocked down the only few times that Wilder really hit him flush. That's why he went down. AJ's going to hit this dude flush. I'm telling you guys. AJ's better at mid-range than him. It's not even close. Fury has no mid-range game. He likes to box from the outside, flicking a jab. He can't knock anybody out going backwards. He needs to come forward and maul guys in order to stop them. Everybody knows this. Come on.
AJ can't fight on the inside.
I got a super chat. Big Dog with the Fury Nut Huggers on full display on here.
AJ got no inside game, and he's got no defense for the right hand either.
Who's better at mid range speed? Be honest.
But
honestly,
Andy Ruiz got in on him.
Honestly, probably even.
Yeah. No. Thank you. All right. Now, first of all,
even.
First of all, it's time to talk facts. That's number one. Okay. Number two is that AJ is not as good as the Vladimir Klitschko that lost to Tyson Fury in Hamburg.
Is he better than Cunningham?
He's just not as good as that fighter. And
is he better than Cunningham?
He's better than Ruiz.
He's yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing. I'm going to say it again. The Vladimir Klitschko that lost to Tyson Fury in Hamburg is a better fighter than AJ. That was a Vladimir Klitschko towards the end of his prime that has far more punches in his arsenal than AJ has. That has far more boxing ability than AJ has, and is as every bit of an athlete as AJ is. That guy was a phenom and was a specimen as an athlete. I'm talking
way better right hand than AJ. Way better right hand than AJ.
And guess what? That Tyson Fury on
that time
is not
AJ
as good.
Beat that Klitschko. What are you talking about?
No,
he's not as big. He's just not. So
don't believe it.
Don't figure at me. And you see, go ahead.
Okay. You can do that, and you know what? I can show you a chicken leg AJ wobbling all over the ring after being hit by a fat boy here in New York City. Let's just face facts.
And we got knocked down by Vlad.
That happened. Thank you. Look, I get it. D-Sal, it's your channel. You got access to all the little photos. Show the photo of AJ versus Ruiz. Show the photo of what happened that night.
No, what about Klitschko? What about Klitschko when Klitschko put him on his ass too?
You called
Here's the
AJ a
problem with what
quitter.
you're saying.
You called AJ a quitter after that Ruiz fight. You called him a quitter.
I said that.
Now you want to backtrack. Now you want to backtrack.
No.
Now you want to backtrack.
Habib's voice is starting to concern me.
Hold on. Wait. First thing at a time. Let me unpack this and let me get some other people on the panel really quick before we go to the next topic. But let me just say this. All the problems Ruiz gave AJ do not apply to Fury. None of them. Fury, hold on. Fury doesn't have a low center of gravity like Ruiz does. Fury doesn't have like no neck like fucking Ruiz does. Fury can't take flush shot after flush shot after flush shot. He got knocked down by an itty bitty little cruiserweight.
Knocked down, not knocked out.
But
Got knocked down by a little idiot. He almost got knocked out by Steve Martinez.
That's because nobody can land flush shot after flush shot after flush shot.
Andy Ruiz is 5'10".
What I'm saying is,
Andy Ruiz is 5'10".
He doesn't have the hand speed of
Andy Ruiz is not big. Andy Ruiz is not a big heavyweight. He's a heavy heavyweight. He's an out of shape heavyweight. He's only like
punch, and he has the fastest, most fluid hands in the division.
Who else has he knocked out? Who else has he
He has
knocked
the fastest hands in the division, brother.
He's not a knockout. He's not a knockout puncher, Andy Ruiz.
I want D-Style to answer this. D-Style, what does AJ have that Vladimir Klitschko did not have in Hamburg that night?
Oh, there's the picture.
What do you mean?
Answer that question. I want you to answer. No.
Well, let me say this. Y'all try hard. Hey, hire these guys. You know what I mean? Hire these guys. Yo, I want all these.
I'm being calm, man. Calm.
You understand me? I'm gonna have all your heads, figuratively speaking, on spikes. Okay, after the fight,
and that's fine.
But let me tell you guys something. All right, you guys are sleeping.
Question.
You're sleeping hard. Okay.
I asked you a correct question. I'm still waiting for the answer.
You know what? I forgot because B was laughing and all this.
I asked you, what does AJ have now in 2021 that Vladimir?
Honestly, you want me to be honest with you? 100%.
Nothing.
Okay, at that point of Vladimir's career, he was jab grabbing and jab right handing. It was not the same. Oh, you want me to answer? When people ask me a question, I like to hear the answer. So you're going to hear it, okay? So here's how it is. All right. He was jab grabbing and jab righting. Emmanuel Stewart was gone, brother. Okay? Yeah, he had a third rate, okay, trainer at that point. He didn't have Emmanuel Stewart anymore. It was not the same Vladimir Klitschko. All right? And at that point, Vladimir Klitschko just wasn't used to fighting somebody like that at that point. Also, Klitschko was no longer using his hook at that point of his career. Okay? He just wasn't.
You know what else?
He just wasn't, brother. And right now, AJ, in my opinion, is more fluid than Vladimir was definitely at that point of his career.
No
He's got a better hook, or at least utilizes it more than Vladimir. All right, the right hand is, in my opinion, right up there. They're comparable.
Not even
okay,
close.
and well, Klitschko was just a straight. He didn't have an overhand like that. There were mostly straights for the
he was
most
like a
part.
surgeon.
And
Klitschko was like a surgeon.
But that straight.
He was a
straight
surgeon.
still knocked him down, though.
Klitschko was a surgeon.
Also,
was a
what
surgeon
happened when
with that right
Klitschko
hand. He was a
said,
surgeon.
"I want my stripes
surgeon.
back"? What happened when he said that? He was ready to fight him. What happened to your boy? Where was he at? Where'd he go?
We're not worried about that. We're worried about right now.
Why'd you change it? Why'd you change the subject?
He's a champ. He's enjoying himself.
Well, you know who did fight him? When the champ didn't want to fight him? You know who fought him? AJ. You know who took him out of the sport? You know who took him out back and retired him? AJ did. Thank you. I rest my case.
But did he get put on his ass again in that fight, though?
Let me tell you something, guys. Okay, I'm gonna slap you guys around, bro. I'm feeling bad already. Okay, but
you know why Klitschko lost to Fury? He didn't have his binky. He didn't have his binky the night before the fight in the hotel room.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what other excuses are gonna come up with? Someone burnt his steak the night before when he had freaking dinner.
Hey,
you have more excuses than freaking anything.
Yo, are you on the same cocaine that Fury was snorting after the
Buddy,
fight,
you don't
bro?
know me very well. You don't know me very well. Just ride the wave. Just ride the wave. You don't know me very well. Just ride the wave.
Hey guys, before I proceed, though, in all seriousness, anybody want to add anything before I proceed to the next topic?
Yeah.
I want Raw Boxing to chime in. I know he's got something to say.
Even during this whole time.
I got plenty to say, but I mean, it's the emotions are high. Let's just move on to the next subject.
This is like child abuse at this point. Let's not say anything else. This is child abuse. This is child abuse right now. We're gonna get DSS knocking on the door. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. We're gonna get canceled.
Leave him alone. Leave D-Style alone. That's what they're gonna say to us.
Hey, it's all good though. It's all good. Calix, you want to add anything, real quick?
No, we're good. I just want the fight to happen. I just want the fight to happen.
You know what, G-Fucky's like? I don't even want to put all this energy, and then the fight doesn't even happen. You know what I mean? but what do you think?
Exactly why. That's exactly why that's my rule. I mean, it looks like it's going to happen, but it's not official yet. So I'm not going to get too deep into it. But I wish it does happen because we need to have that undisputed heavyweight champion of the world again. Man, it's been too long.
Hey, and how do we not know he wasn't on the juice against Klitschko? You know, I'm just saying, like, I'm just throwing that out there. You know what I mean? So
how do we know AJ's not on the juice? How do we know
how do we know he's
not on the juice? At the end of the day, we had because now I want to chime in. Is it fair? Can I chime in now? Can I chime in now?
Here you go.
Okay, because how do we know? How do we know any fighter is not on the juice? Because after all, we got athletes that know how to play the game and ride the wave of the juicing. We did have a Lance Armstrong that went an enormous amount of time without being caught, scientifically caught, right? So let's throw the juice out of the picture. I mean,
if he's on the juice, he's on the juice. He better friggin' shoot the guy that sold him the juice because he don't look like he's on the juice.
The facts. That's another thing too. And
he must have given him some stank shit, man. If he's on the juice.
And just to answer I know what you're saying, Beep. I know what you're saying. And just to answer, and I believe, and I think every boxing head in this panel will have to agree with this, and if you don't, that's fine. We all got our freedom.
I already agree with it. Don't worry about it.
The fact of the matter is, the Tyson Fury that got dropped by the well-timed punch by Cunningham is not the Tyson Fury of today. It's not the same skill boxer of today. It's not the 275-pound fight Tyson Fury of today. It's not the Tyson Fury that has perfected his 1-2, his upper body movement of today. And AJ, very good boxer, excellent boxer, has not changed much from his amateur days. He has made just minor adjustment. And in the amateurs, I saw him getting outboxed by the simple 1-2 of Erislandi Savon. I advise every single he got the victory that night. They gave it to him. I can't argue with that. But I just saw an AJ that has not changed much from his amateur days, except he has bulked up a lot more and now has added a little bit of movement, but stationary. Let me add stationary movement that is not effective against an opponent that is constantly giving you angles and moving around the ring. I'm simply saying, ladies and gentlemen, we both love fighters, these two fighters. We love these two fighters, but boxing speaks for itself.
It does.
Now it's boxing, and it's the heavyweight division. Anything can happen, right?
No one can come back from this one.
Look a little Andy Ruiz. Who was giving him a chance that night? Nobody.
No
but it took that one punch that could come even from a drive-through cashier. As long as he weighs as a heavyweight, it could take a big heavyweight punch to change a night, and the skills don't matter. It's heavyweight.
Yep.
That's what I call. That's what I call.
AJ can do a pull counter. Vladimir didn't do any pull counters.
Yeah, but you're talking about one thing that is effective against stationary targets, against targets that don't have a lot of ring displacement. We're talking about a Tyson Fury.
See him do a pull counter against a taller fighter, a bigger fighter. You've never seen it once. You saw it against Pulev.
That's it.
Let's let Duval chime in. Go ahead.
I did want to say, Raw, you said about the steroids and all that stuff. You're referring to Fury that he should go shoot the person that got him the juice? Or wait, were you referring to Fury because he doesn't have like the big bulk physique?
Yeah.
No,
I
I
said-
didn't say
said
about shooting.
I said it.
Okay, I'll just say one thing about it though, and this is something that happens in MMA as well. You don't know just because a guy is big and muscular and everything doesn't mean he's on steroids. Because anybody who knows who like Mark Hunt is,
Yep.
he was caught juicing, and you look at him, you would never think he was juicing. Josh Barnett, dude's never had an ounce of muscle like AJ ever. Got caught juicing when he was supposed to fight Fedor.
They weren't flatty like Fury either, though.
But those guys all lost though.
Well,
Barry Bonds had a gut.
Steroids didn't help them.
Well, no, but
They all lost.
I was saying, but steroids,
I'll
the
say
physique
this,
doesn't
man.
define steroids.
I'll say this.
Really quick, G-Funky, we're going to move on to the next topic, but go ahead.
All right, I can guarantee this. If the fight happens, we'll definitely hear this. Come on, one more time before the show's over.
Sweet Caroline.
Tyson Fury with the win.
All right, chat. Everybody ready? Chat. There's only one.
AJ is
Tyson
gone.
Fury. Snorting the line, drinking a pint, always pulling
Knocking
out
out AJ one more time.
Anyway.
Knocking out AJ one more time.
Hey, see,
Knocking out AJ one more time.
And another thing, have we stopped to think how many good shots Pulev was able to land on this new and improved with the pull right hand?
AJ's a sucker for a right hand. AJ gets hit with right hands all day. He gets hit with more right hands than Pacquiao did.
Because we've seen the beautiful uppercuts that detach Klitschko's head off the torso. We've seen it against Pulev, but have we stopped to think how the older, shorter, slower, less slickster Pulev was able to successfully land a lot of times on this new and improved.
Raw, listen to this one. Raw, listen to this one. Raw, listen to this one. You could write AJ a letter and telling him, "I'm going to hit you with a right hand," and you'll still land the right hand.
Hey, wait. Who was that heavyweight fighter? Hey, who was the heavyweight fighter that you guys were talking about that he has dial-up internet speed that, like, if he throws a punch...
Joe Joy.
There you go. There you go.
You can hold a sign up. You can hold a sign up that says, "AJ, I'm going to throw the right," and let him know you're going to throw the right, and you'll still land it on him.
I mean, it's all funny until an itty-bitty little cruiserweight knocks you down. Like, I like how Fury could improve, but not AJ.
But then you have...
But AJ really hasn't improved.
But then you have a 40-1 underdog.
Whoa.
Slow down.
Moving on. All right. In fact,
Moving.
Anyway. G-Funky. Go ahead.
Anyway, moving on.
All right. We're going to talk about the 115-pound division. They're not just fly.
Those are little fellas.
Super fly. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I mean? 115 pounds. Give me that like button. Share this video on all your social media platforms. Let's talk about this right now.
You better
okay?
hit that like button.
Here are the rules of this segment. Okay? You're going to give me one name and one fight. And I don't want to hear. And the second rule is no crying. Oh, they took my fighter. And like, oh, that's what I had. And none of that. No siree. No nothing. And that is that. Okay? Boxer girl, let's talk to me. 115 pounds. Who is the best and your favorite in this division?
Mr. Roman Gonzalez. I like
that?
Gonzalez.
Chocolatito? Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to even say Chocolatito or just going to like?
Chocolatito.
Okay.
I love
I underestimated the fact that you could say it.
He
All right.
makes me cry. So I like him a lot.
So he's also your favorite or what?
Yeah.
Okay. Chocolatito.
I mean, it's to me, like, it's 115. They're like little fellas, and I like the big dudes. So, but I like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Gonzalez.
Joe Beeb. Talk to me. Who is the best and who's your favorite?
Sor Rungvisai is the best, and he's my favorite. I love that guy. He's a beast. I like that he had girl problems and he was on the show for a while because he was going through some depression. Then he came back. He pulled it all together, man. That's a class act right there.
Sounds like Fury.
That's a class act right there. Pulled it all together, man.
Women will ruin your
So
career.
that's okay. All right. Okay, there you go. Hey, G Funky, who's your favorite and who's the best?
Come on, up. You guys are scaring me.
You're on mute. Okay.
Pretty simple for me, man.
There you go. That's favorite and best, G Funky, or what?
Yeah. I mean,
cock.
look what he's been doing, man. He just beat Cuadras. He just beat Chocolatito. He beat Sarang V-Side. I mean, he's on a roll, man. You got to give him the best right now in that division.
Okay, gotcha. Duval Grind MMA. Who is the best and who is your favorite in this division? Are you frozen, brother? We can't hear you.
My fault. I have my mic muted. I'll say my favorite fighter, Chocolatito. Best fighter, I'm going to go with Regan V-Side.
Okay. All right. Okay, gotcha. And Joe Calex, the best and your favorite.
I can say anybody, right? Even if they've said it. My favorite is Chocolatito. I think everybody knows that by now. And he's the best. He should be number one right now. But I have to say, and it pains me to say this, I do think Rungvisai, I call him Sor Rungvisai, if that's the proper way to say it. I do think he's the best in that division.
Hi, guy.
I do think he's the best in the division right now. I think he's a problem from Chocolatito, even though I thought Chocolatito won the first fight. The second fight, we saw what happened. And I think the third fight would be a handful for Chocolatito if they went in there. And I think Rungvisai could make a lot of adjustments from the second Estrada fight as well, where he made a lot of errors in that second fight that Estrada took advantage of. So I think he would beat both fighters right now. So I'd say, even though it pains me to say it, I'd say Sor Rungvisai, as I call him, is the best in that division.
Okay, all right. And Maestro A, what is the best?
なるほど。忍者っ
And who's
て
your favorite?
Tell him, Emil. Tell him.
どの種類の
Tell him.
Just listen up,
孫手
dog.
にあるやつって武器ですか
そう。
でもこれいつでも戦えちゃうじゃないですか、ここ。
That's it. Tell him. Preach that game.
The beautiful Japanese language of none other than
Ioka.
Ioka.
はい。
I thought somebody had background noise. I was like,
I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
I was like, what the hell?
I had to play a little bit of Japanese there to, lay the foundation for what I'm about to say.
He just played an anime theme song.
He's got it's the land of anime. It's the land of the samurai. It's the land of the Bushido spirit. It's the land of jiu-jitsu, karate, judo, and it's the land of the best 115-pounder in the world, the baddest motherfucker at 115 pounds, Kazuto Ioka.
Please,
Great
somebody
fighter.
play the organ. Drop me some gospel music.
That's my number one, dog.
hey, shout out to the land of the rising sun. There you go.
That's it. And I want to see him against Estrada because I got him as my 1A. So that is the fight I want to see.
You don't want to see Estrada, brother.
That's my dark horse.
But we'll save that one. Hey, talk to us. Who's the best and who's your favorite Raw?
I mean, the man just preached the sermon I wanted to preach. I got to go to another church now because it's none other than Kazuto Ioka. That, to me, Kazuto Ioka, if he was residing in America, if he was constantly in our vision, in our ears in America, Kazuto Ioka will be in every single one of y'all's top 215-pounder. But nobody mentions the killer. The one that broke a lot of people's dreams. The one that is a 4-division world champion. The one that is changing laws in his country based on his fighting style. Kazuto Ioka. That is the sermon I want to preach to you guys.
Rungvisai.
Okay,
Actually,
all
No,
right.
that's fair. That's a hell of a fighter too. I'm saying that's my
Shout out to the land.
Walk into that hook, baby, all night long. That check hook is Sergio Mora likes to say.
Uh-oh, not the check, not the check hook, not the check hook, please.
He's like, yeah, like, yo, Sergio Mora calls every hook a check hook, bro.
He does.
I remember one time the dude, like, this is literally what he said. He, like, a guy, I forgot the fight already, but he lands a hook on his front foot, like it's a lead hook, and he literally goes, "That's a check hook." You know why? Because he put him on check. Like,
Sergio Moore was at Sergio Moore was at the gym one day, right? And he's holding the pads with somebody, and he goes, "Okay, throw the 1-2 check hook." That's what he does. 1-2 check hook. 1-2 check hook.
How do you do a 1-2 check hook? That's
Hey,
crazy.
You gotta ask him. You gotta ask him.
The Zone has the worst commentating crew in the business, in my opinion.
worst.
They are.
Well,
awful.
let's proceed.
Yeah, I'll leave it.
Let me tell you guys something.
I can
The best and my favorite by far is Gallo Estrada, okay, from Mexico.
How's he the best when he just lost?
Let me tell you guys something.
Oh,
Okay?
He
is
just
the
lost,
best.
clearly.
He's better than all
He's
of
on a
those
roll,
suckers.
Calix. He's on a roll.
All of them. You know what I mean? He beat every single one. I don't remember Calix's video like, after Chocolatito got a gift decision in the first fight. I didn't see that video. Maybe
It was. I admitted. Hey, give me credit. I admitted that it was a closer fight than the scorecards had it, but he didn't win that fight either. But it was a close fight. Both of them were.
I got you. Make sure you guys hit my like button, by the way. Shout out to the chat. We're going to go ahead and proceed here to the next question. All right. Back to you, Boxer Girl. Who is the dark horse of this division?
Who did I say? I said, what's his name? These are little fellas.
I think you said
We'll come back to you.
Chocolatito.
We'll come back to you. Beeb, who's the dark horse in the division?
Joshua Franco. That's it.
Oh, Joshua Franco? Okay, well, okay, all right. Okay. Good name. Beeb, talk to us. Who's the dark horse of the division?
Who's that Filipino kid? The other guy.
Gajas.
Anacajas?
Yeah, I like him.
Okay. That's Eric's boy, huh? That's okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anacaja, okay. Yeah, that's a good pick, actually. Chief Funky. I think I already know, but who's the dark horse of the division? You're muted.
This is a tough one for everybody.
Hola, papi.
I gotta say it's my main man who pulled off an upset for me last year, Joshua Franco. Man, he's gonna prove everyone wrong. Everybody talking about he was looking for a way out of that rematch with Maloney. He's gonna knock Maloney out in that next fight. Calling it right now.
Ooh. Holy shit. Okay. Hey, I like that. Franco's a good name. Duval Grind MMA. Dark horse of the division. Talk to us.
that's all I have to say.
Puerto Rico, stand up.
Puerto Rico.
That's all I gotta say. McWilliams Arroyo.
Okay.
Good pick.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh shit. All right. Hey.
Very good one.
Okay.
Very
Calix,
good
who's the dark horse, brother?
It depends on what we're calling a dark. If we're calling dark horse as someone
It's whatever you want it to be.
Ioka, the American public does not know Ioka, so I would consider him a dark horse if we're looking for a guy. But Maloney, you can throw in there, but let's not forget about the guy Carlos Cuadras either. So some tough losses, but throw him in the mix. He's been in there with all these top guys. So if he gets another fight, who knows? So there's several of them, man. It's a hot division.
It's tough. This is a very tough question. This is a very tough question.
Okay. Milcar, who is the dark horse of this division, brother? Talk to us.
The hell is going on?
Is that the A train?
That was the traditional kodo drumming from Japan, and I'm taking it back to the land of the rising sun, dog. Because Kosei Tanaka is my dark horse. You know, he lost that fight to my man Ioka, but Ioka is one of the best doing it, man. And Kosei Tanaka is going to bounce right back and is going to prove that he's capable of being a 4-weight world champion. He's going to beat a lot of these boys at 115. I'm going with my man Kosei Tanaka.
Bro, like that's twice now. I'm looking like, hey, who has background noise? Like, you know. Hey, Rob Boxing.
Wasn't me.
Talk to
Hey,
us,
man.
brother. Who's the dark horse?
Hey man, I'm flying in the same plane as my man Emil Carr, but from time to time I glimpse at Beep's plane because I'm gonna debate. I really like Akajas as well, but I also think that my boy Tanaka he just had a bad night against the best man that night, and again I think it's more of the exposure aspect why this kid is not more talked about. You know, I think if they were here in America, those fighters would be like out there, you know, making headlines because again, he had a bad night against the best man. But I like Tanaka, but from time to time, Akajas is like, "What's up, my man?" You know what I mean? I like Akajas as well.
I would have said Akajas,
but Tanaka, but Tanaka is my main.
I would have said Ancajas too, but he's a world champ already.
Yeah, but
doesn't matter. So is the other guy that you mentioned.
Former world champ, Kosei Tanaka.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Beavy's like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you say.
We're gonna take it back to you, Raw. That way you're not getting your pick stolen from a milk car. Well, first, actually, let me get my dark horse first. The dark horse of the division to me is Rungasai. I think he's a dark horse in the division. He's fought everybody, you know what I mean? And that's all I'll have. And I think he's big for the class, for the weight class, and he can knock dudes out. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's the best.
But Rob, back to you. What is the best fight that could be made right now? Give me one fight in this weight class. If you could only pick one.
Ioka Estrada. See, me and Emil, we're synchronizing today.
I can't figure out.
Okay. All right. Okay. But we gotta make sure you hit my like button. Okay. Make sure that like button is blue. If you're listening on the, on your cell phone, okay, click that little X. It drops down the chat, and then you can click like, and then you could bring the chat back up. All right. Milkar, what is the best fight to make, or did he steal it from you? Because you were stealing it from me. That's why I had to switch it up. You know what I mean?
Ranger Robo, lo que iba a decir.
There you go.
It's that simple. It's clear to me. It's Ioka Estrada. I mean, these are the two best boxers in the division, head to head. They both got world titles. It's Japan, it's Mexico. What the fuck more could you want below 126 pounds? It doesn't get better than that.
That would be good shit.
I mean, it's going to be an amazing fight if it happens.
Absolutely. Okay. All right.
And I didn't do the job that time. Just about to.
Got you. Joe Calix, what is the best fight to make in this division, brother?
Chocolatito versus Estrada 3. So Chocolatito for the third time could prove that he's the better fighter. Honorable mention. Rung Vasai versus Ioka. Sorry.
No honorable mentions. No, that's cheating. No fun.
Trilogy.
Hey, Duval, what is the best fight to make in this division, brother?
I'm gonna go. That's a good one. It's involving McWilliams Arroyo. That's all I'm gonna say right now.
Estrada.
Okay. I'm gonna say him versus Estrada or Carlos Cuadras. Mexico versus Puerto Rico. They're top, top five.
Okay.
The top five in the division. So why not? We haven't had a big.
I mean, all I'm gonna say, it's about. I mean, at some point, man, Puerto Rico needs to step its game up. That's all I'm gonna say.
Whoa! You got in trouble last time. Whoa!
Hey, Well, I got a question. I got a question for you.
Don't get mad at me because Mexico's dominating.
No. When is Mexico going to win all the belts?
What? What do you mean? Like when are we gonna have
has Mexico won every single belt, every single weight division, every single belt in the weight division?
You know, we
in
probably,
history?
I think we have actually.
You do.
Actually, yes, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I mean,
Not too
technically, Andy Ruiz is American, but he, he's got the sangre, so we're gonna claim him anyway. You know what I mean?
true, but not
Wasn't
one-
all the belts. Wasn't all the belts.
Oh,
Didn't have the
cruiserweight. You're right.
WBC.
We don't have a
He
cruiserweight champ.
didn't have the WBC. Didn't have the WBC.
We don't have
Seven.
Breacherweight either. Thank you, Suleiman. Okay, but
Like, does
but
anybody
that-
has that belt? Nobody's fought for that belt, right?
No,
I don't. But they probably will.
Lawrence.
Wait, a what?
But
Wait,
let's proceed.
Where's your weight? What the hell is that?
Boxer girl.
Yes.
What is the best fight to make in his weight class? Talk to us.
Trilogy, motherfuckers. I want to see the Strata. I want to see it. 3. I want to see it. Got to.
Trilogy. Okay.
Trilogy,
Oh,
motherfuckers.
right.
There.
Okay, I got you. Hey,
There, I said
Beeb.
it with a little more enthusiasm this time.
Beeb, talk to us, Beeb. What is the best
You
fight
already-
to make in this
You already,
division?
you already know what I'm.
Is now eating
You
tacos.
already know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Rung Vasai Estrada 3, because I love trilogies. I love rivalries. I love fight series, and I love these. I love how these two guys match up together.
Okay. All right. Hey, that's the another trilogy, but I hear you. Okay. Man, these guys have fought a lot, bro. This is the division where they're getting it on.
That's right.
Gee, fuck yeah. I think I already know the answer, but talk to us.
I'm gonna have to roll with my main man Rob Boxing and Maestro and say Ioka Estrada. I think it's the best fight, man.
It's a good fight. It's a very good fight.
Okay.
That is a good one, though.
Right.
I ain't gonna
All right.
lie.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
You know what? I think I'm convinced. I think Ioka Estrada is the best fight to make.
Thank you.
Because that is a hell of a fight. It really is.
It's a good fight. That's a really good fight.
It's a really good fight, and it's one of those where a lot of Ioka fans are going to bet me, and I'm going to win a lot of money. That's the best part.
I
You
got
know
a
what I mean?
question.
Fair. Why
I gotta-
not? It's fair to say. It's there's such great fighters, Ioka and Estrada, and they're at a division where just like heavyweight, hey, anything can happen. These guys are so packed with talent. I mean, it's fair to say that Estrada might beat him, but
Absolutely.
it's also fair to give a little spot to that thought that Ioka might come out victorious as well.
Because anything can happen in boxing.
There's really not a bad fight in this division. There's really not.
Yeah, you know what? I started thinking about the trilogy because look, I do want to see the trilogy with Chocolatito Estrada for sure. But like the
gonna
more I
happen.
think about it, yeah, that Ioka fight with Estrada it's fresh and something we haven't seen. But hey, great fight.
You think
Great fight.
Chocolatito retires? You think Chocolatito retires?
No,
I don't know.
I
I don't
think-
think so.
He
I
sounded
don't
to
think-
me like he wanted to.
He may
Remember,
retire.
G, we were talking about that. Remember,
He
G
may
Funky?
retire.
Yeah.
He may retire. He may retire.
No, he said on Sunday he wants an immediate rematch.
I think he's got
Yeah,
some more in
yeah,
the tank,
yeah.
though.
He'll do the rematch and then probably retire.
All right. Any other fight? Any honorable? Now is the time for the honorable mentions, Calix. Okay.
Yeah,
but,
Mike,
any
no
honorable
honorable
mentions,
mention.
guys?
No honorable mention. No honorable
100.
mention.
But what about
Just-
Martinez moving up and fighting somebody, man? Like, what about Martinez versus Gallo?
Man,
No,
those
no.
divisions are so hot down there.
Imagine
No,
Martinez versus Gallo, bro, and like Azteca or something like that, dude. Okay, hey, LA, StubHub Center, something like that, bro. I'm telling you right now, it's a hell of a fight. Okay.
Wait, are you talking about
But
JC?
anyway, guys-
Julio Cesar Martinez?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cesar Martinez.
He's supposed to be fighting McWilliams Royal next.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Woo! All right, ready for
Fight.
it. Ready for it.
Whoop that.
Hey,
trick.
it's on the title, and I want to talk about it. Okay, I want to talk about this. So let's do it. Calix, I'm going to start with you, brother. Charlo came out on that show. You guys, somebody could remind me, Kustner, whatever the dude's name is. Okay, on that dude from Showtime.
Showtime, yeah.
Yeah.
he comes out and he's saying, "Yo, I can knock out Benavidez." He talks some mad smack. He said he can knock the dude out. All that good stuff. What do you make of it, Alex?
Let's see it.
Well, it's an easy fight to make, but what weight's it going to be at?
Should be. It should be an easy fight to make.
Yeah, but what weight are they going to do that at? Because
168.
Yeah, because Benavidez cannot get south of 168. I just don't see that happening. There's not going to be a catch weight. So is Charlo going to move up to 168 and start chasing the money up there?
He should.
I don't know. I'd love to see that fight happen. It's a good fight. But there's a lot of this back and forth on Twitter and nothing happens. So I'm not getting excited about it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay.
I mean,
all right. But do you think he's bluffing? Do you think he's serious here? Do you
I
believe
think
Charlo?
to a certain extent, I think they've all been bluffing pretty much. I mean, Haney's out there right now talking about, is he really going to fight Jorge Linares, or is he going to fight Lomachenko? I think he's using that as leverage to get more money. It just seems like a lot of posturing out there. I'm not getting excited about anything until we get a venue and a date. We finding out that all with Tyson Fury and AJ.
Gotcha.
It's tough to get excited about it, but I'd love to see that fight happen. So I consider that 50-50, maybe lean a little more towards Benavidez, 55-45. It's a good fight.
Gotcha. Boxer Girl, what do you make about Charlo? This is Jamal Charlo calling out Benavidez, saying, you know what? Yeah, I can knock this dude out under 5 rounds, I think he said. Is this a bluff, or is he being serious?
He could be serious. I don't know. It's all talk until it actually is announced and it's going to happen. It's just all talk. I'd love to see that, though. I'd like to see the two of them fight. I think that would be really good. Just my opinion.
Okay. Duval Grind MMA, talk to us, brother. Is this all cap or what?
What weight's it going to be
that
at?
Puerto Rican cap? That's fun.
Puerto Rico.
Here's the thing, what's the weight going to even be at, man?
I mean, I'm assuming he'll be moving up to fight him at 168. That's the assumption, but talk about it.
You're assuming
he asked for a catch weight. Is that ducking? Talk to us about it. What is your feeling about
it? If he asked for a catch weight, he's ducking because you know damn well that Benavidez isn't going to be anywhere south of 168 anyway. He lost it. He lost his belt on the scales, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Benavidez
He came underweight for this fight, though.
Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, there's
not really much I can talk about. I mean, it's PBC fighters talking, so I mean, I can't take it seriously.
Hey, LT says, shout out to LT winning the Hispanic Cause Panic T-shirt. PBC fighter waiting for the Canelo stimulus check. God damn. Milcar.
Hey, I want that stimulus check. I'll fight him.
Milcar, talk to us. So we're gonna go quick, guys, because we're running out of time. Milcar, talk to us.
I'll be quick. Were telling me like last week that it was Charlo calling out Benavidez because I was like, why the hell is a guy that couldn't make 168 pounds calling out a guy at 160? Well, 2 things has happened since then. 1, Benavidez has proven that he's again a legit super middleweight, okay, because he made weight. And 2, it's been proven that, Charlo has been talking about this fight. So it's a fight I'd like to see for sure. Absolutely. But I'm looking at that PR hat up there at the top of the screen, and I just thought of another fight I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing Charlo Berlanga. I'd love to see that fight too. In fact, I might even want to see that fight more than I want to see Charlo Benavidez, because I want to
let him go because we can't. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I'll leave it at that because you did say to be short. My fault.
No, you can keep going. I just want people like just you can finish your point. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's all. I was just gonna say because I wanted to see Berlanga in there against somebody legit. So if Charlo wants to go up to 168 pounds and fight somebody that doesn't have a title, that's a fight I'd like to see. I mean, I don't anticipate it would happen because he's with Top Rank, but I would really like to see that fight.
It won't
tell you
happen.
guys something. Let me tell you guys. So hold on, guys. If you already went, please stand by. A Raw. I know you're a cook. So cook.
So I got questions on this one, man. I really do. I mean, I would love to see the fight, but I think the fight would happen today. Benavidez is past 25 and has a COVID shot, if you ask me. Because at the end of the day, man, there's no reason why this fight should not be more serious than just talks. At this point with PBC fighters, at this point with that line of fighters, I want to see the paperwork. I don't care about your Twitter beef. I don't care about your Instagram live. I don't care about your comments. I don't care about all these biased channels linking up to speak about the same thing and raise you to the level. I want to see the paperwork. Once the paperwork's in effect, then I can give you all the credit in the world. As a boxing fan, if you ask me, do I want the fight? You absolutely right. And I will say this very clear. If Charlo defeats Benavidez, I'll be the first one to make a video screaming at the top of my lung demanding a Charlo versus Canelo. Then and only then.
There we go. Well said. Beep, talk to us, man. Well, what do you make of this?
Haven't we learned our
knock him out? He's down to fight him.
Haven't we learned our lesson from Jamal Charlo? Haven't we heard this story from him before? Hasn't he called out other fighters? Again, this whole social media thing, fighters beefing on social media. It's all, we like to call each other keyboard warriors sometimes here on YouTube when people tend to get in these verbal battles. People that live in states that you'll never see, though, you'll never run into these guys again, but yet the next time they see you, they're going to kill you or whatever on the keyboard there. I mean, that's what this thing is. This is all talk. And Charlo's been known for doing this. He's been known for having, calling people out. He had the same situation with Jacobs, and Danny Jacobs rolled up on him, and he was, it was a different story when Danny Jacobs was face to face with him, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing. Like supposedly, he wanting to fight Golovkin, but that fight's never happened. Supposedly, the Canelo fight was proposed. That didn't happen. Again, we can't ignore patterns. We can't ignore patterns and behaviors, and the PBC fighters. I hate to say it, but this is what we've had over there. This is what we've had over there on that side of the fence. A lot of talking, but not a lot of fights getting made. And it's ironic too, because these guys are in the same stable, just like David Benavidez and Caleb Plant were in the same stable, and certain fights just can't get made over there. You think would be no-brainers.
Okay. All right. And Chief Fucky, I almost forgot Chief Fucky's name. What's going on right now? Chief Fucky, talk to us. Damn. What do you make, man? Talk to us. What do you make of Charlo now? All of a sudden, it's not. He ain't talking about no vaccine. He ain't talking about no age limit. He ain't talking about none of that. All of a sudden, he's saying, not only do I want to fight, I'm gonna knock him out. You know what I mean?
The puppet shadows. That's what I'm thinking with Charlo. That's all this guy does is bark, and does nothing, man. He needs to step it up. Look at his brother. Brother's doing a tremendous job at 154 pounds, where this guy's fighting nobody. He just had his first step-up fight against a guy in Derevyanchenko. And I give him credit for that. But, I mean, stop the yapping and do something, man. I'm sick and tired of it. You wanted this guy to get a vaccine or whatever. He says, okay, I got the vaccine. We'll do it, blah, blah, blah. Shout out to 97 Rough, leave it in the ring, who talked to Benavidez' father. They said, look, we want that fight. We love that fight. We think it's a big fight. Let's do it. We'll talk to the promoters, blah, blah, blah. This guy is just running his mouth, man. Until he gets into the ring with somebody, I don't want to hear it, man. He said no to $15 million with Canelo. He said no to Andrade because nobody knows him. Now he's coming up with all these different rules. With you got to have the vaccine. You got to be over 25. Like, what are you looking for? A date in the personal ad or something, man? Like, give me a break, dude. I don't want to hear it no more until he gets in the ring,
Yeah, most definitely. Shout out to Chief Funky, man. Well said. Let me tell you something, okay? I got my pot of stew right here. Look at this stew, all right? I'm going to cook Let me tell you guys something right now. My internet's a little low, so I'm just gonna do this for a second. Let me tell you guys something right now. Right? I'm tired of all the talk. Okay, it's safe over there on a PBC show, brother. And that's what everybody wants to do now, right? They want to do their own interviews with their own people with the same questions and all this stuff, right? That doesn't mean anything because you know what? If you really want to fight, you're not going to go with Cluster or whatever the dude's name is and talk about it and talk about you're going to knock a dude out. That's not what you're going to do. You know what you're going to do? Okay, the first thing you're going to do is jab my like button if you're watching right now. That's the first thing you're going to do, right?
Facts.
Hit my like button. All right, do I have a dislike? Is that Charlo? I do have a dislike. Look, that's Jamal Charlo right there. All right? That's what that is right there.
Fix.
Let me tell you something. I don't give a shit whose feelings this hurts. Because in boxing, there ain't no crying in boxing. We don't care about your feelings in boxing. If you want to fight, you're in the same network. You're both with PBC. It's easy to make that fight. It's an easy fight to make, homeboy. All right? So how about you make the fight? How about you send that contract? How about you send a contract and make the fight happen? You're both represented by Al, right? Go to Al Heyman's office, all right? Pretending you're a boss. Go to your boss's office, all right? And make sure he signs that for you. How about that? How about he makes it for you? How about that? Because if you want to get in the ring with a Hispanic causing panic like Benavidez, all right, he already said he's down to fight you, all right? You saying, oh, yeah, I'm down to fight doesn't mean anything. Make it happen then. You opened your mouth first, all right? You started it. He's going to finish it. Just sign a fucking contract, all right? How about you do that?
Facts.
Simple as that.
That's
Boom,
hard
boom,
fact.
bang.
Fix.
Speaking of signing contracts, one more thing really quick, and we're going to sign off. Okay? Check it out. Devin Haney just came out, and a dude says, the guy's like, yo, my name's Devin Haney. I know we just announced that we're going to fight Linares, but if Loma is for real, we will fight him. We'll put him as a front runner in front of Linares, and we'll make the fight. By the way, all the fans that were out there saying that the Loma fight's not a good fight for Haney, but then you were citing, okay, the freaking like Linares as a good opponent for Haney because he gave Loma a tough fight. Go fuck yourselves. Okay, you're not making any fucking sense. That's number one. Number two, I just don't believe Devin Haney. I just don't believe his dad. He contradicts himself everywhere he goes. He probably shouldn't be talking as much on YouTube as he does because he says one thing on Tuesday and another thing on Wednesday and another thing on Thursday. On the Boxing Voice, he agrees to fight Fortuna and he says, you know what? Give me the same money. You just give me the same money that we'll give you the same money we gave Gamboa. Sure, let's do it. Right? What happened?
Nothing.
I asked him on a show, not mine, somebody else's. It was D's channel. I asked him, did you send an offer to Fortuna? Oh, but Fortuna was ducking us for years, and that doesn't fucking matter. You agreed to the fight in principle on the Boxing Voice. It's on video, dude. Stop saying things. Just stay off the internet, dude. Because you keep contradicting yourself. Everywhere you go, you contradict yourself. Every fucking place you go. So stop contradicting yourself. Please. I have to go first on this one. Really quick, guys, and this will be your final thoughts as well. Boxer Girl, what do you make of Devin Haney saying, that, okay, fine, I'll fight Devin Haney. I mean, Lomachenko.
Again, it's just, I'm with you 100%. All this talk is just fucking bullshit on social media. Let me get the contract. Let's go. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Like, I want this. I want that. I want to fight. Okay, whatever. Just make the fucking fights happen and shut the fuck up. There.
Okay. Savage, girl.
Fair enough.
Sorry, I'm from Chicago. I swear a lot. Sorry.
Duval Grind. Talk to us. And tell everybody where they can find you after your thoughts, bro. Devin Haney says he'll fight Loma. He's a front runner, he said. You're muted, bro.
I'm up. It's not going to happen for another year or two. Just like everything else, they're going to jump through a bunch of loopholes trying to get more money out of a fight or whatever. Really, at this point with Devin Haney, at this point, I'm not interested in him. I mean, there's too much talk. His best fight was against his biggest name was, Gamboa. Didn't even finish him. I'm just not interested in him, honestly. Until like the contract says I'm fighting Linares or I'm fighting Lomachenko and there's a signed, sealed date, I'm not interested in him. But anyway, I linked into the comment section. My channel, Duval Grind MMA. You just type that in as well. Just trying to get 30 subscribers right now.
We'll get you there, brother. We'll get you there. Everybody subscribe, man.
I
Subscribe
sub
to
to
the
you.
dude.
I just sub
Show
to
him
you,
some
bro.
love. Raw Boxing. Talk to us. Do you believe, Devin Haney, that they're serious about making a fight happen with Lomachenko?
I hope I'm wrong, but I believe Devin Haney just as much as I believe that Santa Claus will come December 25th to give my kids some gift. And I'll give it at that. I'll leave it at that.
Yo, so sometimes the
Nice.
one-liners are the best liners. All right. Hey, tell everybody where they can find you, bro. What do you got going on?
Yeah, anybody can find me at Raw Boxing TV in YouTube. I just dropped the link on the chat. Also on social media, Twitter, Raw Boxing TV. And just opened up an Instagram about a month ago. Same thing, Raw Boxing TV. One word, all together. Not separated, Raw Boxing. Just together. Raw Boxing TV.
There we go. There we go. There we go. And Calix Boxing, give us your thoughts, man. Did you think that it's a possibility that we're going to get this fight?
No. And I thought we had Haney Linares set up already in May, and I thought Haney was getting $3 million for that fight. I thought it was all
true.
done.
That is true.
I actually like that fight. I like that fight. I like Linares. Even though flawed, he still puts a name on the resume and great technical fighter. Don't know how much he has left in the tank. So I like that fight. I hope it's done in May. But no, that Lomachenko fight, we all know that's not going to happen. I'll just echo what everybody else was saying. And y'all know where to find me, man. I'm close to 1,600 subs, so get me to that. Please hit that sub button. And also, I'll be back on Instagram soon, too. I see y'all hopped on Instagram, so I need to get back on there.
That's right. All right. And Amilcar, Cook.
Well, I was asking a question in the chat first because last time I checked, it's Andrade. But I always keep hearing Andrade and Andrade. It's very confusing to me. I don't know.
Andrade.
I thought it was Andrade, but
Wrong visa.
because I was wrong about that. I mean, I grew up watching baseball, and there was a guy whose name was like Gagne, when it's like that's not really how it was originally pronounced. But I digress. Is this fight going to happen? I actually listened to an interview with Eddie Hearn saying that Loman's people have actually said it's only going to happen once he gets out of his contract with Top Rank. So you could take that for what it's worth. That's what Eddie Hearn said, because he said he does not see Bob Arum ever signing off on that fight. On the other side of things, I mean, why doesn't Devin Haney just go after people that have stated multiple times that they're willing to fight him? Linares is willing to fight him. Fortuna is willing to fight him. Those are two really good names that I would have really loved to see him face. So just give me either. I'm happy. I agree. He did not look good against Gamboa, a 40-year-old recovering from Achilles issues who did not really look that good against Tank, who did not really look that good against him. So,
and against Crawford, he was moving down and away from all those fights.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy whose best years were at 126 pounds. If you ask me, he was even undersized at that weight. I mean, even at 126, they were calling him like a Tyson-esque type guy.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Juan Lopez.
Let's
Yeah,
proceed.
over the
We're closing out, guys. We're close.
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead.
sir.
Go ahead.
My fault. So all the good stuff. Subscribe to my channel. Support everyone that's here. Ringside Reporter, Duval Grind, D-Style Boxing, G Funky, everybody else. This has been a great show. D-Style, thank you for the plug as always, and I'll always be back here with you on Thursdays. Thank you very much.
For sure. Beeb, talk to us, brother. Do you think there's any? Hold on. What happened there? What's going on here? My bad.
Don't get him started.
That
That was a direct call out. That was a call out, Beeb.
That was an accident. But Haney,
That was a call out.
do you
Guys,
believe the Haneys that they're trying to make a Loma fight right now?
Guys, leave D-Style alone. But anyways, you have to look at the behavior. Okay, this is what Devin Haney does. There's no incentive for Devin Haney to fight Lomachenko because he's getting as much money as he would be getting to fight Lomachenko devin lesser fighters. So when you don't give a fighter incentive like what PBC does, and in Devin Haney situation, same thing. He doesn't have any incentive to fight a tough fight. So what Devin Haney is doing, in my opinion, is he likes to do these call-outs, likes to get in these Twitter beefs, just so he could, use other people's names to make himself bigger, to get himself publicity. And this is what he's been doing all along. He's always, I'm not a stupid person. I think I could figure this out. It's not hard to figure this out. The guy just does this for publicity. And, he's making $3 million a fight. He's not going to fight Lomachenko. He's not going to fight Teofimo Lopez. He's not going to fight, Fortuna. He's not going to fight any of these guys because, again, he's not going to make more than $3 million when he fights these guys. He could very well be the B-side against these guys. So there's no incentive. So it's all part of the game, I think. So I don't believe one word that he says. I think it's all hype. I think it's just for publicity. I think he likes to name drop. And if you notice, he always does it right when he has another fight already signed, sort of like what other fighters do. They have a fight signed, and that's when they start calling out the big name in the division, knowing that they can't fight that person next because they already got a fight signed. So we've seen this game before. And you can find me at Ringside Reporter Live on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much.
Ringside Reporter Live, that's for sure. G Funky, talk to us.
Here we go again. That's all I'm hearing from these guys, man. Just a bunch of barking and no action. All right.
I thought that was DMX for me.
I'm just getting sick and tired of the talk. And just like Beep said, every time this guy's got a fight lined up, here we go with, we want to fight this guy or we want to fight that guy. But it's all bullshit. Look, I'm just sick and tired of it. I think Haney's a talented kid, no doubt about it. But I don't know how good he is at this point because he's fought nobody. Hasn't fought anybody. And for me, the Linares fight, yeah, that's a step up. But it's like the lowest, like if I had a list of guys I want to see him fight, he was like at the bottom of the list, And it's hilarious to try to listen to his fanboys justify the Linares fight. Like, yeah, no, he's been knocked out 5 times, but, hey, he gave this guy a tough fight, that guy a tough fight. And the guy that hates so much, yeah, look what he did to drop Lomachenko and all this other bullshit. Like, give me a break, man, all right? I'm tired of the talk, and just like D-Style said, too, his father is unlimited cap all over the place, man. So
facts.
Just fight somebody, man. I mean, I'll take the Linares fight, but it's definitely not my first choice.
That's hard facts.
Yep.
Hey, guys, I want to thank everybody that tuned in from G Funky, Boxer Girl, Calix, Raw Boxing, Duval Grind, MMA. We look forward to your debut at some point this year. Maestro A and Joe Habib. This is D-Style Boxing. And for Leave It in the Ring, we are signing out. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.